and welcome back. We hope you had a great Christmas break. This is a short week which is filled with a lot of sports. Thursday there's a boys basketball game versus BGMR at 7:30 p.m. and the girls basketball team plays Warroad at 7:30 p.m.
Friday, wrestling's at Central Cass, and boys basketball is playing Stephen Argyle at 7:30. Boys hockey is playing Brainerd at 6, and on Saturday, wrestling is continuing their tournament at Central Cass, and girls hockey is playing at EGF.
I'm going to turn it over to Mrs. Johnson and Mr. Hurst to tell us a little bit about the new changes at RHS.
Hi, Ms. Johnson.
Hi, Mr. Hurst.
We had some new things going on at Roseville High School, and thank you to the mass media class for asking us to talk about those today.
Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to talk about is a change with our announcements, how they look and how they're delivered, and that was kind of brought up in some staff meetings about how they were a little bit hard to read and how students maybe weren't taking advantage of all the information in them. So we definitely changed the look of them, created a Google Doc that gets changed daily. If you have something to put into the announcements, let Brittany in the office know and she can add those. Also, the sound that you hear in the morning getting you ready for the announcements, the music, that's been a new thing, kind of fun, something to get our day going. If you have suggestions for music, you can send them to me via email and drop in and let me know if you have anything that you want to add to that. Mr. Hurst, there's been a little bit of confusion also, not a new thing, but a policy that we have that students have been a little bit confused about as far as extracurriculars and being in school. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, we posted that in the announcements about a week ago, and it caused some disruption and some discussion around school and with our coaching staff. And I found this in the Roseville High School Student Handbook, page 23, number 4. It says students may not miss more than 2 class periods on the day of an activity that he or she intends to participate in. Students that have appointments that require them to miss more than 2 periods, that will happen. And in this case, they should bring a note from the appointment that includes the date and time. The following appointments would be excused with a note: medical, dental, driving tests, court appearances, counseling appointments, and also family emergencies such as funerals and so on will be handled on a case-by-case basis with the principal. At the end of each school day or activity dismissal, coaches and advisors will get a communication from the high school office listing students that cannot participate in the activity that day. And this would include all sports, one-act play, speech practice, and so on. So the general overall feeling of this is that if you can't make it to school, you probably can't make it to your after-school activity either.
And thanks to you guys so much. Thanks to the mass media team again for letting us come on. If you guys ever have any questions or need something clarified, talk to those students that are in that class. We would love to address it. Have a great day.
Have a good one.
Linden's the moment of the week. We're going to ask people about the little feud going on with Twitter between Larry and Lamman. What do you think of the Lamman-Larry Twitter thing going on?
It was pretty tied up until Larry pulled out the square yard forehead. He's the winner, yeah, 100%.
Larry won. Mr. Lamman is kind of 11 years old, so.
Larry 100% won.
Why?
After those savage remarks, I don't think Lamman can recover.
Well, overall I think it's pretty funny, but I think Larry's being kind of mean. I think Lammy felt pretty bad about it. You know, he's got a big forehead, but he can't help it. He's just got to grow some more hair or wear a hat.
Well, I know there's been shots fired, and upon review of both their Facebooks, I think the aggressive nature of Mr. Ladman and the soft side of Larry, it's going to be a tough road going forward. Looking at both their Facebook things, I think there's more to come. So we'll see what happens.
Markers.
Larry, how do you feel about your feud with Lamman on Twitter?
I think we said everything we needed to say and it's over.
Do you think it's going to continue or is it over?
Our bromance will continue.
But the roasting will be
ended.
Why?
Freedom.
What if the people want it to continue?
I don't know what to do.
How do you feel about his comebacks during your tweets?
They're really good.
So what are you gonna do if he would like tweet something mean about you? Would you respond or would you let it slide?
I'm probably gonna make him dinner.
Why dinner?
You guys gotta eat.
We're with Mrs. Miller. How do you feel about the Larry Landman feud on Twitter?
You know, I feel like this has really just taken over our school. I feel like this just needs to be resolved pretty quickly. Why can't we just all get along?
We're here with Abigail, and I was wondering, how do you feel about the feud between Larry and Landman on Twitter?
Go Larry.
Go Larry. How do you feel about the Twitter feud between Larry and Landman?
I think it's great. It's not involving me, so I think it's absolutely awesome.
Do you want to continue or stop?
Continue. I think they need to continue it.
You've heard that, Larry and Landman. Continue the feud.
Time for JV Sports Corner. On Thursday, the girls basketball team plays at World and the boys basketball team is on the road at BGMR. On Friday, wrestling is at Central Cass. The boys hockey team plays Brainerd at home and the boys basketball team hosts Stephen Algar. On Saturday, the girls hockey team plays at East Grand Forks.
Have a good weekend, and we'll see you back next Monday.